Good morning, friends and fellow travelers. It's Brandon, and today I have Ash and all three kiddos with me. I'm pushing baby Charlotte around. Today we are visiting Elephant Rock State Park, kind of by Ironton, Missouri. We're in Missouri, in my home state, and today we are visiting one of its well-known state parks, Elephant Rocks. So we'll show you around here. We're at the main parking lot, and we're off on another adventure. This time I've got baby Char with me and all three kiddos. So join us on an exploration of a Missouri state park this time. The main trail here is called the Braille Trail. Here's some information about everything. Quarries expose resources below, how the granite was used, commercial quarries, how the elephants, which are the rocks, are formed, how nature is shaping elephant rocks today. You can see some of the rocks over there, the Arcadia Valley. Knob, how the granite was quarried, a view of Pilot Knob. State parks and historic sites of Missouri, and nearby sites like Johnson Shut-ins and Tom Sock Mountain State Park. So some beautiful spots in this area. There's even a playground here, right by the parking area. It's at a 0.9 mile loop, estimated hiking time 26 minutes. Starting to look over, there's some water, lots of rain lately here, so some more spots with information. Park closes at 7 p.m. it says. We are. But we'll start seeing all these rock formations that are called the Elephant Rocks very soon. It's right in front of us here. And the foliage has not started to really peak or pop up yet in Missouri so far. So still bare trees, even though today it's supposed to be 82. Here at this well-known state park. Interpretive walk. Hope you've enjoyed. And this trail was made for people with visual disabilities because of the signs that are in Braille. Starting to look at some of the great rock formations here. And you can walk right up to them. And again, these signs are in Braille also. Behind you is a short gravel trail that leads to a chiseled memorial in the rocks made in the aftermath of World War I. So here is that little memorial in the rocks. You can barely make out what it says. In honor of something. Cool rock formations though. A World War I memorial. And that's what the illustrative signs say. Kind of forested. It's not a very populous area in Missouri. And this was about an hour from where we're staying, south of St. Louis. Lots of interesting rock structures though. This one's propped up. We are going that way. Kind of a cool little structure. Interesting. Winston's staying at my aunt's house, and he's had other dogs around him all the time. He's really been enjoying it. Could start to see more of the rocks, though, this direction. It's not a large state park. It said 142 acres, but at least on that sign. Maybe that was just part of the donation. But close to here is also Johnson Shut-in State Park that I visited a long time ago. And I'll have to get back in the summer and share with you. They have natural water slides there. You can literally wade in the water up to the rocks and slide down along the rocks, and it is a natural water slide. Got some cool rock formations though. And eventually we'll go up to the top and look around the valley. Definitely warmer than we're used to in March. It's already in the 70s here, halfway through our midday. Let's see what this one says. Compare the bark textures of the black oak tree on your left and shagbark hickory on your right. These trees, along with white oak and scarlet oak, grow very slowly over the shallow granitic rocks of the park. These species are characteristic of the oak hickory deciduous forest covering much of the St. Francis Mountains. I wouldn't call them mountains, but in Missouri, that is a mountain. It's a cool little trail. I mean, you're walking along the rocks and the wooded section. It'd be cool in fall. There'd be lots of colors during the fall season. And there was a playground if the kids were interested in that. It's paved. I mean, we've got the stroller out. So that's always an addition as well. And it's not a very long walk from the parking lot at all.
That was this one old?
Yeah, but it's not as old as some of the bigger ones, buddy.
Wouldn't they ever make that big for old?
Sometimes. And again, signs all along the trail that are in braille and writing so that you can tell what they say. On the upper rock surface in front of you are flat papery plants called lichens and variety textured plants called mosses. These plant species grow mainly on rock surfaces in sunny areas and help to break down the rock. Well, that's pretty cool. And friends, we saw some cool rock formations in my first and second uploads to this channel, one of which was the Shawnee National Forest in Illinois, when we went through a lot of cool rock formations. And totally a spot I recommend that I need to get back to. There's Ash.
Oh, I'm trying to chop down this rock.
Waylon said he's trying to chop the rock down. And there's also old ruins from a railroad building in this park. So I want to see where that is. That's cool right there.
I want to chop down rocks and trees.
Waylon wants to chop down the rocks and trees, he says.
My chin. Yeah.
And again, this is kind of by Ironton and Bonne Terre. Ollie's leading the way today. He was excited to get out of the car. And when I say excited, friends, I mean screaming. And this wasn't far at all from where we're staying, just about an hour. Big pile of rocks up there. I don't know what that's about. It's really nice though to go from wearing winter hats and gloves and jackets and coats to being in shorts for once. I can tell you that. There's a little spur trail here. I just want to see if this is where the old train depot is. Windy today, and it's going to be blowing in some storms, as there's supposed to be some thunderstorms rolling through the area tonight. So that spur trail didn't go anywhere, but you're just a grass path that led to a different section that we'll see when we go back to the car. No snow down here. It's a welcome change from where we are, where there's still snow in our yard and drifts. Birds calling. We're starting to come up to the hilltop. But there's like an old train depot that I'd like to see. Very convenient though if you want to climb on these rocks, because there's lots of paths right up to them. The kiddos were climbing on the rocks kind of right by where we parked. Here's another pile. It looks like they're just laid on top of each other. Looks like eyes in that elephant rock, friends, because this was where they sampled this rock, and then they determined that they were going to quarry this, and this sign all details that.
No, there's another
but in the mid
sign
1800s,
Can we read that other sign?
yeah, we'll read it. They determined that this rock in this area would be really well used for building material, and that's what the sign pretty much details. And those two little holes that look like eyes. Oh, there's the engine house. Yeah, it's over here. So there is a sign. Engine house ruin, 450 feet. Oh, it's paved to get to that too. So you can see some of these actual elephant rocks. In that shape, it kind of looks like a big worm almost. It's this way. But there's a little ruin for the engine house that's this way, only 450 feet, so we're not breaking the bank here to walk too far. We are. It's this way. Really nice, easy paved trails, not anything too crazy. Coming around the corner, here's the old engine house ruins. This old building up here.
Whoa.
That's a pretty cool little spot. Waylon's taking off to see it. Old engine house. And there's a illustrative sign in front of it that'll show us a little information. 1890s engine house used to service trains for Sheehan Quarry's private railroad, which incorporated as the Middlebrook and Graniteville Railway Company. Look at the building, friends. Look at I mean, it's made with the rock. This has got to be made with the rock that's in this area.
It's made with sticks.
Yeah.
Now let's go in.
Old ruins here.
Let's go in.
Oh yeah, you can go in. There's old rail tracks in there.
There's train tracks in there. There's a train track. They're in there.
Not much left of it, friends, but trail surfacing courtesy of Lafarge Graniteville Stone and Ballast Company. Graniteville bench courtesy of Missouri Red Quarries. We can for a little bit if you want. Here's the old engine building, friends. Cool little find here at Elephant Rock State Park. The old rails still partially implanted in the ground.
See it? Ollie, right here. Look at the train tracks, right here. Yep.
Made just with the granite of this area. And this is a Missouri State Park that I had never visited before this right now.
Train tracks.
Even though I've been to this area a few times.
See it?
And you can see the stone and the mortar that they used. We can go this way a little bit if you want, Ollie, just to see what's here. I don't know how far the old tracks go.
No, follow the train track.
Walking through the woods, friends.
No, see the
I
train.
hope Peg's not out yet.
No, too early.
Follow it. Sail down.
I'm not pulling any up.
I want to get six. I already had one before.
You had one of four.
Yes. No, I had like 10 or 6.
So they used to march trails back here through these woods, or trains, which is pretty crazy to think of because of the terrain that's here now. Well, and they used to bring trains back here. Maybe there weren't woods back here then. But
Why are they not here anymore? Now?
because that building used to be the train where they repaired them, Waylon, and it's all broke down now.
How did it get broke? Now?
Good question. I hear water.
Huh?
I hear water over there. Maybe we should see. The Engine House Ruins Trail that we just did. 0.4 mile one way. 12 minutes. Bluffs or drop-offs next to the trail. And of course,
I'm helping
we're
you.
right here at the actual old engine house.
Whoa, hold on.
This way, the trail's
No.
almost flooded.
We're not going on that trail.
That would be something to have to take the stroller through that.
way. But that's all mud.
The other side of the building. You can look right through. We went back behind it a little bit to see what was back there. I thought I heard a waterfall or something, but nothing really crazy of note, friends, that I was really needing to share with you. Just a couple more rocks that we could have stood on. Very wooded in this area. We're gonna get up to the top of the hill here and see what the views look like here in just a second. Back to the start of that trail. You know I gotta go up here and see if there's a view. So I'll do that. Walking on the rocks with Winnie. Okay. Not a terrible view. Ash is back walking with Charlotte. We went up over here to the kind of like the hilltop. These are kind of like spur trails. Yes, buddy.
Sounds like we're eating zero.
Oh, because of the crunchy dirt?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really rocky soil here, friends, like Waylon's saying. Sounds like we're eating cereal. You can get right up to them, boys. Look at these rocks.
So where's the big rock?
Right there.
Right there?
Look at that big one.
Can I roll it down there?
Can you roll it down there?
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna work, buddy. Look at these rock formations up here. Look, well, you can crawl through.
Yeah.
It's cool up here, isn't it, Ollie? Just came up the trail a little bit. Now you get a little bit of an overlook of the rolling hills in the area, which Missourians call mountains. But you can look out, pretty cool views. Shows you why this is a really well respected and known state park in Missouri. There you go, buddy. Well, and then you can see how big the rocks are over here. Just huge in this section. But a nice overlook that you can stop at and look at all the rolling hills. And again, the rocks get really large up here. Come on. Yeah. Getting up into the rocks now. Just whale with me. Yeah. Look how cool it is right here, buddy. Can really get up here in the rocks. Go in. There's the viewpoint. Yeah, it's a cool spot, man. Adventures with Whale from the Traveling Whitcombs. It looks like fingers a little bit, like
What
those rocks, or like big toes or something. Like,
What
see those big ones right there?
Oh, those ones right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, they look like that one's Canadian, those are Canadian.
Waylon's got me saving acorns in my pockets, friend.
There's so many.
There's the other side. Kind of look like more like pillars right there.
Yeah, I got a lot.
And then you got this long one right there.
That looks like these.
All right, let's go.
So that looks like an old. So that looks like an old thing.
Yeah, it does. Really warming up here, friends. Keeping along by all the rocks. I got it, Ollie. You look at the rocks, buddy.
So I want to do one. Oh, like what?
Cool park.
Like what? There's
You guys like this place? You like this place, Ollie?
Where?
Just look out.
I got it. Mom, where's food?
You didn't walk in it, so we're good.
Mom, where? Mom, where's the food?
There's the poop. There was dog poop on the ground, so he was freaking out. Ollie's helping me push the baby. Oh, look at the rock face right here. Really cool. Ollie? Again, a 0.9 mile loop, but there's so much to see along this loop that's taken us a while. All the rock formations. And that's the big elephant rock
Where?
right here.
Oh,
Look how big it is. Thing's huge. Feet to the top of the massive granite dome that contains the principal geologic features for which the state park is distinguished. So here's one of the large ones. And it says the pink rocks look like a herd of elephants. And here we are actually walking between the rocks. Located 14 feet to your left and 4 to 5 feet higher, letters and numbers carved into granite rock. Many quarry workers carved their names and the date into the rock when they became master stone cutters. Interesting. I wouldn't have known that.
No, get out of the water.
Continues through 2 large granite rock walls.
Come over here, look.
You can stop to read more there if you're interested. But there are the elephant rocks. Up on the top now. Climbed up a few steps and there's the names in the rocks they're talking about. Come on then. And here are the actual elephant rocks, like the big ones. Yep.
I'm just trying to clean my shoes off because they're dirty.
Again, like that sign said, the ones that this park is distinguished by. You can see the people's names or initials carved into the stone. And a large puddle here.
Can I throw this stick in there?
Yeah.
Now what else can we find to throw? Oh no, that's a cliff. So that.
I'm not gonna go off the cliff, well.
I was just showing you so you know.
Full view.
What's that?
It's a drone.
Oh, look at that.
It's a drone, buddy.
What are they doing?
It's a drone, buddy. It's taking pictures.
Keep turning left.
Like a great spot.
Lie down at me.
Now you can actually see the hills in the background, friends. Like big puddles.
I still want to go down there.
That's fine. They almost look like dinosaur prints, don't they? Well, I'm not gonna fall. Parking lot way back there. That's where, well, that's where the car is. That's where the car is, way down there. Yeah. There's the other angle of the elephant rocks. The trail right behind us. Can't go wrong with that, Well, you're gonna take a bath in it? When you're an animal? You said one day, I'm gonna take a bath in it when I'm an animal. What a view. I said, what a view.
They said what of me.
I took a lot of pictures of you, buddy. But wow, friends, can't make that up. The elephant rocks at the actual Elephant Rock State Park. A lot of them are smaller elephant rocks, but those are the namesakes over there. People flying drones and enjoying. We walked up from the other direction. But you can also come up from over there where that other overlook is. No, because it's nasty. There's that overlook we were at. Well, over there. You can see you could come up from the overlook too. We were close to coming up here from the overlook. Yeah, you just stepped in it, I bet. Rolling hills around us in what they call the mountains of Missouri.
Dad, do you see water coming up?
Careful. Careful.
Dad, do you see water coming out of it?
Coming out of where?
My shoe.
That was really cool.
Yeah. Come here, dude. The actual front side of them all now. You can go down right to the parking lot, which is what we're gonna do. But these are the
These are big.
elephant rocks.
This is the elephant rock.
Yep,
Like, she ran up in the laundry basket.
the ones that are pink colored.
Did I put it on my story?
No,
No, I did not.
It was just
I sent it to Caitlin.
Look, I had one. Now look.
It had something.
Now I had something.
Come on, brother.
Okay.
Heading down, the trail's right there. Ash with Ollie. Looking at all the rocks.
Whoa, now look.
Yeah, you got the water coming out, buddy. Come on, Will. Lots of different rock formations, my friends. You can walk right back in there and be around the giant rocks. Huge ones. Cool trail. Really cool trail. And then, you know, we got to see that engine house. It really turned out to be a nice park. The kids enjoyed it. To your left is a fork in the trail. The trail to the right is the wheelchair route around Fat Maze Squeeze. Fat Man Squeeze? I thought it said Fat Maze Squeeze.
No, look what that one says.
Go that way, Ollie.
Let's go this way.
Now look what
Oh wow, look at this. Look at it.
Now read this. Now.
Entering Fat Man Squeeze, this narrow pathway formed along a vertical joint fracture in the granite bedrock. You're walking between what someday could be two separate elephant rocks. Go through, well.
Okay. Why did it say that?
It's being funny. I gotta get Winston here, friends. Come here, Win.
What are you doing?
Fixing his collar. There's Whale going through. Really cool. You can walk right between. Wow. A fracture there, and there's a tree. And then that way, I mean, look at that. Really similar to some stuff that we saw at the Shawnee National Forest. Cool spot, isn't it, Will? And able to walk right between them.
Now that's small. Look at that big stick.
Oh wow. Let me see what's over here. Go in.
It's the same.
Oh, so it goes that way. There's Mommy right there.
Oh,
I thought it said Fat Maze Squeeze. Like, what would that be? And we're coming out from Fat Man's Squeeze now. And there's some kind of body of water down here. Here's the water. Here is the body of water down there.
whoa!
Oh wow. Look at that, friends.
Dad! Mom, that was
Directly in front of you, a vertical rock wall falls 30 feet to a water-filled quarry. The
Put
water
it in there.
The water is 40 feet deep. Granite was extracted from this quarry to pave streets and construct buildings in St. Louis and other cities. So they took this granite and quarried it and used it for roads. Huh. I didn't know about this spot. That's cool. The other side of the quarry. You can walk out here onto the rock. We'll look down at the water-filled quarry. And there is that overlook we were at. Again, this says 40 feet of water in the deepest areas down there. Other folks out here taking pictures as well. It's a really cool spot, friends. I didn't even realize it was like this. I saw a picture of like that overlook, but I thought it was referring to the first overlook that we stopped at.
Can you carry me?
Soon. Soon.
Will we get to the car?
Yeah. Carrie Whalen soon, so
To the car?
yeah. But anyways, I thought it was referring to that first overlook that we looked at with the hills. But it's referring to a quarry that's filled 40 feet deep with water. And here there's some information about an old process that was used to split the rock with that iron peg that's in there. So that's pretty cool. Waylon's really having a good time as well. Somebody's down there. Somebody's down there talking to Mommy, Will. But looking into the woods, it's a beautiful park. I really enjoy this location. Really enjoyable location. We're almost back to the car. Try to reach around the rock behind you. Can you guess its weight? It's 8,500 pounds, as much as a full-size pickup truck, or 10,264 cans of soda. Just that small rock. You can't even imagine the larger ones, friends. There's a water fountain carved in here. Somebody stopped to talk to us that is from close to where I lived when I lived down here in Missouri. 6 of them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And we're now walking through the maze, it says. The maze, and then the wheelchair route is over to the right. So it's a very accessible park, friends. They have wheelchair routes and less accessible areas. And it says you'll emerge in 100 feet. Which, now we are at the end, and Ash and Ollie are right there. Coming out of the maze.
There's actually 6 of us.
Yes, there are. There are 6 of us.
There's actually 7.
But that was the maze, a cool little section. We're almost back to the parking lot now. But that was a cool little conversation. The last couple times that Ash and I have been out places, we've met people, and it's been interesting. We met Tara, the shell shock spinner at the Mall of America when we were there, and that's somebody Ash found on TikTok. And then now somebody said I would probably know his cousin, and I think I do, from my days when I used to live down here in Missouri before I moved up to Wisconsin to be with Ash. And it was really interesting. We were talking about all the traveling in North Dakota. So the encounters that you have on the trail, friends, sometimes leave you with positive impressions. I mean, lots of positivity out here, lots of people that want to chat about the outdoors, and that's great. The vast majority of my encounters out here on the trail are in a positive nature, so it is welcomed. It's just a small world. I mean, we saw that lady at the Mall of America just out of luck. You just never know what's going to happen in a day, or who you're going to meet, or who's who. I like all the signs that they have all around. The granite rocks of this area are found in that part of the Ozarks known as St. Francis Mountains. Rock making up these mountains formed over 1 billion years ago when molten magma beneath the Earth's thin crust cooled.
Now, why do we got all these stuff?
Okay, friends, so this is the other side of the parking area. There's even vending machines over there with water, Gatorade, Coke products for $2. This is a Missouri State Park, so there's no entry fee, but they have places where you can sit and picnic and enjoy. And I figured this would be a good spot to stop at and say farewell to all of you. No food or drink beyond this point. I mean, what a cool park. The quarry that was filled with water, the elephant rocks. I didn't know this was like this, friends. You know, now we're climbing up. You could tell there's going to be a storm to move in because of the wind really picking up. There's some more elephant rock type rocks up here. But big parking area, playground, vending machines, restrooms, very accessible trails as you saw. There's even wheelchair routes. So bugs are starting to come out here in Missouri also. But what a cool spot. Saw the hills in the surrounding area. This whole area is really not a bad spot. So we really appreciate you joining us on this adventure today. It was really kind of unexpected. This was a great state park and it was only an hour away. Sprawling views. Will turn it to me. My hair is going to be all messed up because of the wind, but that's fine. What an adventure, friends. The kids, especially Waylon, who's really critical of a lot of things we do, really enjoyed this park, so that was really welcome. So as I'm standing on one of the smaller, compared to the elephant rocks, the main elephant rocks, a smaller formation, I just want to say thank you all for your support, and we're getting very close to our watch hours now. We're, as of this filming, 95 watch hours away from our goal. So we appreciate you all so much. And we can't wait to share all of our adventures with you in the future. We've got a lot of great things coming up, a lot of great adventures to share, and a lot of things coming up this week still. So we can't wait to show you all more places to stop and visit as you're going through these areas. So for Ash and for the kiddos, for Winston, I'm Brandon, and I can't wait to catch you all on our next adventure and continue to share more of this great planet with you. This is just the beginning for us. This isn't it. We have lots of adventures planned, friends. Milwaukee's coming very soon. It's going to be in the next month. So Milwaukee and Chicago potentially paired together. It'll be great. I hope you all have a wonderful week, and we'll catch you on our next adventure.